Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Well, happy Thanksgiving. And some of you may be saying, Beth, I don't really know what I want to be thankful for. And why are you whispering? I don't know. But I know what you can be thankful for. You woke up and you had a breath today. And that's a lot to be thankful for. I know not everybody has family to be with on Thanksgiving, so I hope you'll consider me a good substitute. I don't know why I'm talking so quiet. I think because everybody's downstairs and I've been talking about upstairs filming. Okay, so I am going to use this sample of Charlotte Tilbury's Mini Miracle Eye Wand, and I do recommend this. I had one. I wouldn't say it ran out quick, but it didn't last a long time, and it was expensive. But it's got an under eye cream and an illuminator, eye brightener. Not really a concealer, just a brightener, which is really what should be under your eyes, a brightener, not a concealer. Because it's not as thick, but it still gives that light underneath. But you need very, very little of it. And I think I should have thought about that more when I used it. I think I overused it for one thing, but this is just a great under eye moisturizer, and it does its job. It does exactly what you need it to do, and it is, I will say, specific to the eyes. I think some people have said, you know, moisturizer is moisturizer everywhere. No, the skin under your eyes is really thin, and the wrinkles are really thin. Not that they aren't deep, but they're elongated in lots of them. So before you want that to happen, because your eyes do so many different directions, there's a lot of wrinkling involved. Probably earlier than most things on your body. So, how y'all doing? So, we're going to let that set a minute and talk about which product I'm going to use on my eyes today. And I am going to go ahead and do a quick tutorial on the Urban Decay Cherry. This is the one my husband gave me for our anniversary a week ago, and I was going to take it back because I thought, I won't use those colors. But do you know what? I will. I will, and I did, and I like them. Go figure. Go figure. Today, I'm thinking I may just use one color with a fairly dense crease brush. This is the one that came with it. And this one you can use under your eye. But I'm going to stay on this end of the palette, Young Love and Drunk Dial. These are those horrible names. But I'm going to use Young Love all over my lid and into my crease. And so I don't really think I'm going to use any other color. Yeah. I cannot tell you how bad I hate these names. It's almost enough to make me not use this palette. But I know Urban Decay is for a younger urban audience that likes to think they're bad. Did you try to, like, think you was bad when you were growing up? Like, I'm bad. I don't remember doing that. I'm sure I did. You know. Alright, so I'm going to use my Tartist for my crayon liner on the inner, I should say the lower waterline. This is not nearly as thick as the stuff I've been using the past couple of days. But can I tell you, that stuff was bleeding all over my cheeks. It was not waterproof. Like, it was down below the it was down below the line of makeup, of eyeshadow. Not good. Okay, and so now underneath we're going to use this eye brightener. And it is in the shade tint color 2. Just going to use a little bit. As you can see, just that much. You don't need a lot of this. Putting it on my ring fingers. Getting it even, and then I'm going to dot it. Mainly right below here where the blue is and that big bag is. And dot it. Now, there's one reason that you dot besides the obvious of the delicacy of the area. And that is, it also blends it better. But you got to go over it and over it and over it. Instead of just one swoosh, which I often do. I'll go ahead and do that. That way you know you got the coverage of it. But then you still want to go back and just dot the stew out of it to make sure that you got it blending down into your makeup. On the sides of your nose, good. It's a brightener, so it's okay for you to just make sure you are just dotting it in. And see, that's not near as heavy as concealer, y'all. I've got my trusty makeup towel over here. Okay, so I'm just going to use the crease brush that came with this. And I'm going into Young Love and a little bit of Drunk Dial. Again, I swear, I almost want to rename these for y'all and me, and so that we can talk about this without feeling guilty. It's just, gosh, it's awful, awful names. So I'm blending it. It's like a red-brown is what I'm doing, and since it's kind of Turkey Day, I'm okay with that. I'm blending up just a little, right under the front of the brow, up just a little. And I'm coming across the lid, which I don't typically do, but I'm not going to make it a white lid this time, and I'm being a little predominant on the lid with the cherry color. There is no color in here called cherry. Don't you think they should have done that? I would call this the cherry color, sparkling cherry. Okay, again, I'm going to go in the crease with a mixture of those two, almost next to the last. The last one's Privacy, and it's a brown that you can use for lining and your brow, under eye lining and your brow. So it's good that they did that. I'm going to start back filling a little bit. I did in the crease, and now I'm just making it kind of blend down from the brow to the crease. Because I am going to put in a little bit of a vanilla color up there. And then now I'm going to go right over the lid. Again, because we're not using a white lid today. I usually like doing a white, whatever color I use on my brow, I use on my, that's not good enough right there. It never takes right there. Let's have to do a little extra right there. And it may be because when I start on this side, it's not as easy from this side because it's my right side. I'll have to brush off some fallout. You could leave it at this. I'd blend the edges a little. You don't have to do a underbrow color. And so I'm using a combination of Caution and Hot Spot. Yeah, it's just a nice, it blends out that top area. And I'm just going to use that to blend the edges as well. Just all it's really doing is using the brush to do that. I need to dab that off. And I am going to use a short shader for this Privacy color with a little drunk dial on top of it. Because even though I'm just going through my lash line, I do want a little bit of a burgundy shimmer, which is what that is. It's like a burgundy bronze shimmer. And I'm just going to come back up on the outer part of the lash with what's left over. And then I'm going to wipe that off and come back to just Privacy, which is a pretty dark brown, as you can see right there. And I'm just going to reinforce the brow today a little bit. Under first, and then the back stem. And just kind of even it up. Fill in a little bit. Get that color running through the brow so it looks like it was meant to be there. Because it does have a bit of red to it. And do you see the difference? It's just kind of building the brow up a little bit. Do you see the difference? If y'all ever see me look right past the camera on that side, it's because that's where the monitor is. Again, you can see I am going right. Oops. Did you see that? I totally missed my brow. Luckily, I didn't put any pressure. Yeah, this has definitely got some red in it, so if you were outside, this would be terrible. So I wouldn't say use this color again for your brow, but I'm going to be inside with family all day. They won't notice the difference. bring this up a little more. Bring it back a little further. There. Okay, again, I would take a clean blender brush and just kind of get rid of all that little excess back there. Actually, I'm just going to use the brunt of the palm of my hand and just kind of, after I blend that off, where it leaves a little too much far out here. There. Did that work? Yes. I think this is pretty even. What do y'all think? So that's the look. I really do like the palette, y'all. I didn't think I would, but I do. I think there's a lot of color combinations we can do together. And yesterday I did my first video in the new room, and I accidentally overran it. And when I mean it, not like here where I go, blah, 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 blah. I mean, my son walked in, and I don't think he definitely does not want to be on video. He's a real private person. And so I got to find a way to cut that part off. And I did go into video edit, like you're supposed to, trimmed it. It won't let me save it. So I'm like, why won't it let me save it? I'm so frustrated with it. I need an editor. I need to hire an editor. That's what a lot of the YouTubers did before they went into like full-time Instagram. Seriously. But, hold on, I'll put that back there. They hired editors. Mainly because editing is what takes most of the time, and they need to be filming. Oh, you know what I didn't do? My lashes. Hello. Hello. I'll do those, and I'll give you 2 videos out of this. So, first, I'm just gonna, I want y'all to see how when you put your, that just mashes the lashes up, when you put that metal bar on your lid, and then you just clamp down. Can you see that? Matches them right up. And then you just clamp